So let's begin first with the COVID-19 tally in India. We are at about 1,94,000 cases now in just 24 hours. So what are the number of active cases now? Remember, apart from the 1,94,000, the active cases are 9,55,319. And let's take a look at exactly the Omicron variant and tally of that. 4,868 Omicron cases have been reported on 12th of January, which is today. So apart from this, remember, the Health Ministry has consistently been stating, and today as well said in a press briefing, that the numbers are rising. And so there is also a high positivity rate across India. Listen in now to what the Joint Secretary of the Health Ministry, Love Agarwal, said today about the numbers increasing of COVID-19 in India.
Overall, across the states, हम एक काफ़ी हाई सर्ज नोट कर रहे हैं और उसी के सैंपल के रूप में हम दिखाना चाहेंगे कि जैसे कुछ स्टेट्स में दो तरह के कंसर्न्स उभर कर आ रहे हैं। एक तो हाई इंक्रीज इन पॉजिटिविटी, यानी कि इन्फेक्शन का स्प्रेड अधिक दिख रहा है, और दूसरा उसी के साथ ही अधिक संख्या में केसेस भी रिपोर्ट हो रहे हैं। जैसे कि महाराष्ट्र में जहां 0.87% केस पॉजिटिविटी 22 दिसंबर वाले हफ्ते में थी, वह बढ़कर अब 22.39% हो गई है, और उसी के साथ ही ओवरऑल वीकली बेसिस पर केसेस भी 2,57,000 के करीब हुए हैं। इसी तरह वेस्ट बंगाल में 1.52% से केस पॉजिटिविटी बढ़कर अब 32.18% हुई है और अधिक संख्या में केसेस भी रिपोर्ट हो रहे हैं। दिल्ली में भी इसी तरीके से 0.19 केस पॉजिटिविटी अब बढ़कर 23.1% यानी कि हाई स्प्रेड ऑफ इन्फेक्शन दिखाई देता है।
So here's what we are going to do today. We're going to take a lead from the financial capital of the country, Mumbai. Mumbai, interestingly, is witnessing a downward trend of the COVID tally. And what really the data is telling us now, that it was a peak number just about a few days ago. I want you to now take a look at your screens, because what we have here is what is happening in Mumbai where presently, and also could it become perhaps an example in the rest of the cities. What it shows is that Mumbai city has hit its peak already, as it appears for now, and is now hitting a downtrend, which means positivity rate, hospitalizations and new fatalities, new deaths also are witnessing a decline in Mumbai. So, right, so this is what we have for now from the city of Mumbai. Does it mean that if there was a peak at all, is the worst over for Mumbai? And then can we now look at it, how it could turn out for other cities? For example, in Delhi, remember Maharashtra has been reporting high number, but restrictions have not been as high in Maharashtra, while Delhi immediately decided to put some heavy restrictions. As you can see, in Mumbai at least, people continue to go out, and with regard to some curbs that were put lately. So let's go on the ground. My colleague Vidya has been tracking all the latest from COVID-19. Vidya, what are you picking up from the experts on the ground, from the doctors, and what you're looking at, what the health ministry has also said? Has Mumbai touched its peak? Now is a downward trend of the Omicron variant in Mumbai.
In fact, that is something that everyone's looking at the charts. If you look at the last 3-4 days, the figure has certainly been going down, and that's the reason why Mumbaikars are really hopeful. But doctors have been warning, stating very clearly that it will take another fortnight or so for everyone to really understand whether Omicron is really mild, whether the fact that not many people are getting hospitalized, but whatever number of people who are getting hospitalized is creating a burden on the medical infrastructure, and that's why they are asking people to still take precaution, make sure that they wear mask, and also make sure that they do not crowd around too many people. Large number of crowding does not really happen. So precaution is something that has to be taken, but the experts say that it will take a little while more to really say whether Mumbai is really getting out of this entire peak, and whether the last peak that we had seen, where the statistics had reached over 20,000 a day, whether that's really the peak, and there is not going to be any other peak anymore.
So Vidya, what is the level of the restrictions and the curbs for Mumbai? Because Delhi appears to be only escalating some of the restrictions. What are you picking up from Mumbai on that?
Well, if you look at the malls, the restaurants, well, as of now, it is only with COVID, vaccination that people are actually being allowed inside. But we, last couple of days, we have been seeing not many number of people are actually going to the malls. Even on the weekend, it was not like it was an overcrowded, like a usual weekend for Mumbaikars. People had, managed to make a little bit of restraint, and that's the reason probably why we did not really see the COVID numbers really growing up. In fact, because of probably also the fact that there is, Mumbai is actually feeling a chill, especially considering the fact that from the northerly winds, Mumbai has really cooled down a lot. So probably because of that, people are preferring to stay home and not go out.
All right, here's hoping now that Mumbai is only an example for other cities now that the numbers are coming down, but also, as Vidya is telling us, some precaution on the parts of public and also some restrictions still in place. Thank you so much, Vidya, from Mumbai, about telling us the latest from the city. So now from Mumbai, let's take a look at the national capital, Delhi. Remember, Delhi in just the past 24 hours has reported at least almost 22,000 cases, which means exactly 21,259 new cases, but also 23 deaths have been reported in 24 hours. Positivity rate has surged past 25% mark, which is high in Delhi. Many are then asking, when will the national capital Delhi witness its peak? Take a look at this graphic on your screens. It can be seen that the graph of the new cases is still on an uptick. Hospitalizations also have risen about 4 times in just 1 week, even though, of course, compared to Delta variant, there are not enough worse or severe cases that we saw just about last year compared to now. So, of course, national capital Delhi is what everyone will have their eyes on. At this point, we do know, remember, restaurants have been shut, which means dine-in is not allowed, but takeaway and delivery are being permitted. Of course, many restaurant owners have said this is for almost 3 years in a row that they are fearful of huge losses, and therefore they would want to, of course, have at least the dine-in to continue. But the government is, of course, being overcautious right now, would not want a repeat of just about a few months ago. Remember, Delhi was one of those main cities that had witnessed death and devastation of thousands of people who were either hospitalized, had to queue up for oxygen cylinders, and of course many people lost their loved ones. And with this fast transmissible Omicron variant, which is being seen as mild, but as many people affected now would tell you, not exactly as mild, but perhaps saved by their double vaccination doses. So as the vaccination drive is still on, Omicron variant consistently spreading. We'll soon, in fact, on the show have Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain, who will tell us all about the preparation of the Delhi government. But I want you to take a look at these graphics, because as of now, unlike Mumbai, Delhi is reporting a surge, and we cannot just put it on the government, on the policy makers. What about people who are still venturing out, not wearing a mask? All right, so before Delhi, right now, remember, as Mumbai and Delhi that we are talking about, I want you to also look at properly how reactions are coming in from globally. Let's take a look first. Let's take a look at the United States of America. See how, compared to the Delta variant, the Omicron variant has surged immensely from 25th December 2021 to 8th January 2022. What happened in the United Kingdom? A similar rise suddenly, not as high of the first wave. Delta also about 34,340 cases, but in UK on the same 25th December 2021 to 8th Jan 2022, there was a sudden peak, 1,63,419. Where does India stand right now? India, compared to the first wave, Delta was still witnessing a sudden rise. 3,45,000 cases, remember, in April-May 2021. For now, 49,879 Omicron cases in India. So, of course, compared to globally, we appear to be in still a better position. But I can tell you that for now, Delhi is still witnessing a rise.